So in this video, I'll show you how to graph using the shifting, okay, using the transformation like shifting up, shifting down, shifting left or right, how to do that. So first of all, let me draw the graph of some of the functions there. So first one is y equals to x squared. So how do I draw the graph? I pick different points, right? I pick x equals to 0, you get y equals to 0, x equals to 1, y equals to 1, x equals to negative 1, y equals to positive 1, negative 2, 2, 4, right? 4, and then 2, 4. So let's plug in these points. 0, 0. This is 1 point, right? This is 1 point. 1, 1. This is another point. Negative 1, 1. This is another point. 2, 4. Maybe somewhere here. And negative 2, 4. Maybe somewhere here. And you join it. So this is a parabola, right? The graph is the parabola. Now let me draw this. So what is happening here is you are adding 2 for the right hand side. You are adding 2 on the right hand side, right? So what happens? So when you take 0 for x, you will get y equals to 2. When you put 1 for x, you will get y equals to 3. Negative 1 will give you y equals to 3 again. 2 will give you 6, negative 2 will give you 6 again, right? So negative 2 squared plus 2. So if you plug in that, what do you get? You will get this graph. So at 1 it is, at 0 it is 2. At 1 it is 3. At negative 1 it is 3 again. And then at 2 it is 6, somewhere here. And then here. Did you see that? When a number is added, number 2 is added to the right hand side of the graph, right hand side of the equation, then the graph will be shifted up by 2. So if you add a number on the right hand side for whole of the right hand side, then the graph will shift up by that much unit, whatever is added. So can you guess what happens in this case? You are subtracting 3. You are right. Yes, this will shift down by 3 units. Let's see that. When you plug in 0 for x, you will get negative 3. When you plug in 1 for x, what do you get? You will get 1 squared is 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Did you see that? And when you replace x by negative 1, that will be negative 1 squared is positive 1 again and minus 3. Negative 2. How about 2? 4 minus 3 is 1, negative 2 is 1. Let's plot these points in the graph like 0 comma negative 3, 1 comma negative 2, like that. 0 comma negative 3, 1 comma negative 2 will be here, and then another will be here, okay, and then 2 comma 4, 2 comma 1, 2 comma 1 will be here, negative 2 comma 1 will be here. Did you see that? Did you see the graph? When you subtract a number in the right hand side, you see the graph will shift down by 3 units. Whenever you subtract 3 units. If you subtract 4 units, like that. So in general, what you say is, if you add a number on the right hand side of the equation, basically it is shifting the graph up by that much units. If you subtracting, then it will be shifting down by that much unit. Okay, let's do this one. Let's see this one. So y equals to x squared. You don't have to draw the graph because we already draw the graph of that y equals to x squared. So it is 0, 0, 1, 1, negative 1, 1, negative 2, 4, and then 2, 4. So the graph was like this, right? But how about x minus 1 squared? What are we doing here? We are not subtracting 1 on the right hand side. We are subtracting 1 from x only. We are subtracting 1 from x only. Okay? So what do you get? X, y. And we're going to graph what does that do in the graph? Okay? So let's plug in x equals to 0. What do you get for 1? Y. 0 minus 1 is negative 1 squared is positive 1. Let's plug in x equals to 1. What do you get? 1 minus 1 squared is 0. Let's plug in x equals to negative 1. What do you get? Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Squared is positive 4. Did you see that? Also, let's plug in 2 for x. 2 minus 1 is 1 squared is just 1. Let's plug in negative 2 for x. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3 squared is 9. It looks like that, right? Okay, let's draw the graph. So here the graph will be 0, 1, 0, 1. This is 1 point. 1, 0. This is 1, 0. Negative 1, 4. Negative 1, 4 will somewhere look like here. But 2, 1. 2, 1. Like this. And then negative 2, 9. So it will go like this. So the graph will be like, and then what did you see? What is the difference here? It is shifted right. You're right. It is shifted 1 unit right. You are subtracting 1 from x, and you are shifting the graph by 1 unit to the right. So if you are subtracting a number from x, not from the whole right hand side, just from x, okay, you are shifting the graph that much unit right. Okay, so how about adding 1 on x? So let's plug in 0, you'll get 1. Let's plug in 1, you'll get 1 plus 1 squared is 4. Let's plug in a negative 1, you'll get 0. Right? Let's plug in 2. 2 plus 1 squared is 9. Let's plug in negative 2. That will be just 1. Did you see that? And if you graph it, how does that graph look like? So it will be shifting to the left. Exactly the same graph, but shifting to the left. It will look like this. Okay? So meaning that if you are adding a number to x, then you are shifting the graph to the left. If you are subtracting a number to x, you are shifting the graph to the right. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do this example then. In this example, y equals to x squared plus 3x is the main given graph. Now you want to shift up by 3 units. So what do you get? Step number 1 is shifting up by 3 units. So how does the equation look like? It will be y equals to x squared plus 3x plus 3, because to shift up for the graph you add the number. To shift up or down you add or subtract a number to the whole right hand side. Make sense? Now next is then shift right by 1 unit. Shift right by 1 unit, right? So you can see it here. To shift right, if you subtract that number from x, right? So you will get from this equation, take this equation, the final equation, last equation you get, or the current equation you get, equals to x minus 1 squared plus 3 times x minus 1 plus 3, right? If you want to simplify this, it will be like x minus 1 squared plus 3x, and then 3 minus 3 plus 3 will be 0, right? So this will be plus 0. So that is just x minus 1 squared plus 3x. So this is how we use vertical and the horizontal shifts in graphing. All right. Thank you guys.